All right, girls. Thank you so much for jumping on this call. It is our second mentoring call of the month. And tonight I want to talk a little bit about time management, inviting scripts, and then also posting on social media, okay? So the first one being time management. This is something that I think a lot of coaches, and I know for myself, that I struggled with quite a bit when I first started. It's kind of finding that rhythm and like what you should be working on and how long you should work on things, and really creating that business time for yourself so that you're not just kind of flailing throughout the day. Like I get some of us have to do our business in increments. We might not have like a complete hour that we can sit down or a complete 2 hours that we can sit down, and we might break it up like 20 minutes or 30 minutes throughout the day. But if that is the case, hold on just a second. Do you see what she needs? Sorry, my mom just took the boys and she's already calling. So, okay, so making sure that you have a structured time that you are setting aside for yourself to work your business, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom or you're working from home, because that's one of the easiest ways to be like, oh, I have to do laundry, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to run and take the kids somewhere. And before you know it, the entire day is gone. Same thing if you're working your business and you still have a full-time job. Like you have to make sure that at the end of the day, you're not exhausted and coming home and have like no motivation to do things. So really evaluate when is the best time to work your business, and set those hours for yourself. It might fluctuate from day to day, but set those hours for yourself and write it out on your calendar so that you know, okay, maybe on your lunch hour or when the kids are napping, that is when you have your power hour. I carried it down. It's in the green bag. Did you find it? Good Lord. It's a little crazy around here tonight. She is saying she doesn't have any of their clothes. Okay, anyway. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm really distracted right now. So setting those hours for yourself. And then setting specific times for, if you're working an hour, breaking that hour down and setting specific times for those things that you need to get done. So you need to reach out to people. You need to add to your list. You need to invite people. You need to do your personal development. So breaking down that hour, and there are power hours and how many minutes you should be spending on each individual thing in our Team Living Healthy and Fit files tab. So I strongly encourage you to check that out if you have not already, and use your phone. Like, set the timer on your phone so that you're only spending those 10-15 minutes on those things, and identifying that, okay, I'm going to work on this for 10 minutes, I'm going to work on this for 15 minutes, and then you're moving on to the next thing. And if you have more time at the end, if you have more time at the end, then you can go back and work on whatever you didn't get to finish up, okay? So check those out and set those times for yourself. If you find that like you're really struggling to maybe add to your list every single day, just instead of doing 3 to 5 people every single day, maybe do 10 people 3 days a week. Okay, so that's one less thing that maybe you can focus on something else for that other part of the day. It doesn't matter. Let me finish. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It doesn't matter. She could just come here in the morning and leave a little early and grab them. I'm sorry. So you can do that too, so that you're not, the things that you really should be doing every single day are reaching out to new people, inviting new people, and your personal development and your workouts and nutrition, right? So then if adding to your list, it becomes too tedious, or time is limited on some days rather than others, just make sure you're reaching out to more people if you're doing it less days per week. Does that make sense? Like if you want to adding 30 to 50 people to your list every week. You know, really ideally we should be adding 3 to 5 new people every day. So if you're doing that 3 or 4 days a week, just make that number bigger so that you're still getting the same amount of people, but you're maybe not stressing yourself out making that something that you do every single day. Okay? So there's that. And then inviting scripts. So Melissa just jumped on, and this is something you had kind of messaged me about. Like, what do you post as like a hook post? Like, how do you share the coaching opportunity? How do you share challenge groups? So there are 2 different ways that you can share each thing. So 2 different ways you can do a challenge group, and 2 different ways that you can do the coaching opportunity. One is an indirect post, and one is a direct post. So an indirect post would be something like you're sharing how life has changed for you. You're sharing what this journey has been for you. You know, maybe something about your story, how the coaching opportunity has changed things for you. And then a direct post would be, I'm looking for one person who's sick of being sick and tired and is ready to be mentored and make life changes. Or I'm looking for 10 mommies who are ready to, you know, put some focus on themselves and make some changes in their life. Okay? Does that make sense? I actually also just created 2 files in our 2 albums in our photos in the group. And one of them so far are screenshots of how I've been sharing the coaching opportunity in an indirect manner. So I'm sharing how my life has changed because of the coaching opportunity. It's not necessarily a hook at the end where it's saying, you know, message me, you know, if you're wanting to do my mentorship or something like that. It's more of just putting a little bug in somebody's ear because this might be something they want in their life. Team recognition. So as your team is growing and sharing that publicly with people that you have a team of rock stars and you're moving forward and you have these people who are inspiring others and helping change other people's lives, that's another really good way, you know, to share the coaching opportunity. And then with challenge groups, same thing. So you can share your story, maybe give a shout out to one of your clients. Always ask the client first, especially if you're using stats or their before and after pictures. Sometimes people aren't ready for their before and after, so they will let you use a selfie of them or something like that, just a headshot, so that people can relate to the person. And then again, inviting, you know, I'm looking for 10 people, however you want to word that. But those are now I'm going to keep adding to that as I find certain posts that work. I don't recommend that you copy them word for word and, you know, go to my Facebook page and select my text and copy it and paste it exactly. But it's okay to use the same wording, just change it so that it fits you and it sounds like you're talking. And don't be afraid to look at other successful coaches and do the same thing. I follow Meg very closely, and I duplicate a lot of what she does because it works, right? She's super successful. So instead of saying that I've paid off $80,000 in debt and I made $1 million business and, you know, all these big things that I haven't done yet, I'm changing that and saying that my family's gone on vacation, we have paid off cars early, we've paid off certain debt, and we were able to purchase our dream home this past summer. So just changing it. And maybe right now you've been able to put gas in your car. That's okay, you guys. Like, you're still doing something and you're impacting people's lives, okay? Don't ever be ashamed of where you are in the business. Be proud of that and be grateful for where you are and share that with people. I don't know how many of you listened to that call that I shared with Rhea and Bonnie Engel. I think we shared it yesterday or the day before. Freaking gold, you guys. It's all about recruiting and language on how to talk to people when you're recruiting. These people are recruiting and enrolling 20 to 30 coaches every single month consistently. That's bananas. And it's all about the language that they use. So I'm going to go to a screen share here really quick, and I'm just going to show you an example of after I listened to that call. Sorry, everybody's blowing me up about leaving tomorrow and what I'm packing. Okay, so after I listened to that call, I changed the way I was talking. And Bonnie Engel really recommends using us, we, team, together. representing that you're doing this with a team of people, not I or I'm. And that's how I was presenting a lot of things, this journey I have, blah, blah, blah. So I tried this out, and last night I changed my language a little bit. And it says, what could learning more about real nutrition and moving for 30 minutes per day do for you? So asking a question at the beginning of a post is very beneficial because it catches people's interest and it gets their attention. And it helps to get them engaging. For me and so many of the gorgeous girls and mommies on our team, it has created a life of health, happiness, confidence, and balance. We are looking for 10 amazing ladies / mommies who are sick and tired of being unhappy when they look in the mirror. Imagine yourself in 21 days closer to the woman you know you be. So that was another thing she said. Project where they're going to be. Show them, let them imagine where they're going to be in 21 days or where they're going to be in a year from now, and use that sort of language to get people interested. That's going to strike a chord with somebody that reads that, because you're showing them that it's a community of people, that they're not going to be alone. They're going to have that amazing support, and other people have done it with me. And then also showing them that, this is where they could be. Okay, does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So those are just a couple little tips. I'm going to stop this. Those are just a couple little tips on what I took away from that call that I'm going to personally start implementing. So if you haven't yet, again, I definitely encourage you to check out that call. It's a little bit longer. I think it was like an hour and 10 minutes or something like that, but it's totally worth it. And they put a lot of gold nuggets out there for you guys. Okay. And then the last thing is posting on social media. So we don't want to bombard people with just health and fitness all the time or just hook posts. Really, hook posts should be sprinkled in through a lot of value, because we want people to be interested in what we're doing, and we want to be interested in them. We want to find out what is driving them and what we can provide to them to help them and to keep them engaged with us. So I encourage you, if you have not yet, write down a list of 7 to 10 things that are you, that are unique to you or your hobby. Really setting yourself apart and making them unique things is going to help you, because there's a lot of people out there, but we really want to get into our niche and into our target market. And the way that we do that is by sharing and providing value in areas that other people may not have or know, and that's unique to us. Okay. And then what you'll want to do is you'll want to create a schedule for when you're posting things throughout the week, so that you might do 3 or 4 hook posts a week, and then the rest, because let's think about if we're sharing 3 to 5 times per day on social media, if you're just really starting to use social media, maybe it's 1 to 3 times, and then we'll build on that, and that's fine. Then you want to sprinkle those hook posts throughout giving value, so you're not just constantly pitching. Because what's going to happen if you're constantly pitching? If somebody's constantly pitching to you, what do? You tune them out, and the next time you see their name on a scroll and you're going through your feed, you're not even going to look at it, even if it is something of value, because you've been pitching too many times. So just create that schedule. Check out the posting schedule that's in our files tab of Team Living, Healthy, and Fit, and you can see my schedule and just cross off mine that aren't yours and make your own and make it unique so that you can have a schedule. And seriously, I know I've said this a million times, but my phone every night, PJ's like, what is that? And it's just my reminder. Seriously, 5 minutes before I'm supposed to make a post on every single one of my posts throughout every single day through the entire week, it reminds me, this morning, workout week, or this morning it's Tasty Tuesday because it's Tuesday morning and I do a food post. And then it's my workout post. And then it's inspiration. And, every single day. So I don't forget, because, I don't schedule all my posts out. I do schedule my very first post of the morning because it rolls out at 6:30 a.m. That's scheduled through Buffer. So it just automatically, that inspiration post that you see every morning for me, if you see it every morning, that automatically rolls out, and I schedule that like once a month or every week. That's just taken care of. But the rest of them, you want to try to be live as much as you possibly can. Okay? All right, cool. So first I'll ask if you girls have any questions this week or any questions for me, and then we'll kind of move forward from there.
No question.
No? Everybody's pretty good? Okay. So then the next thing is I have, last week we talked about whys. So I did get a couple of those. And if you girls are still working on that, if you can get that done this weekend, by this weekend, wrap that up and send that off to me, I would appreciate that so I can look over that. Really, if you get it to me by Monday, because I'm not going to be able to really do much with anything until probably Monday or Tuesday. But
were we supposed to be emailing that to you, or?
You can email it to me or message it to me. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Whatever is easiest for you. I'm better about Facebook messaging because I'm plugged into that more often. But I don't mind email because I check that at least once a day.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll get our whys. And then I'd like to go over, so Tatiana, since you're first, last week you wanted to work on your personal development for 20 minutes per day, and you were working on your 21-day fix. You had just restarted that. So how did you do last week with working towards your goal?
With the personal development, I was able to just fit in a lot of podcasts a day. I kind of just turned off the television and put on podcasts instead while I was, cleaning and cooking and all that. So I even went above my goal. And I listened, anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour and a half each day. And then I went out and I ordered some books off Amazon that you had suggested last week. And then I got a success partner, and her and I are actually going to do one of the books together.
Awesome. Emily, right?
Really,
you and Emily?
Yes. So her and I decided that we're going to read, what is it, Miracle Morning?
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, with Hale Elrod.
Yeah, that tongue twister of a name.
I know it is. I don't know why, but it's just awkward to say.
So we're doing that. So I'm really excited, and I've been feeling better, and I got a journal. It's actually a fit journal, which is really cool. It records your meals for the day, your inspirations, your workouts. It's really cool. I found it at Target. And I got a Fitbit, so that's helping me to track stuff as well.
Nice.
I've really been working on just myself and feeling confident and, going out there. So I reached out, I think 3 people, and we actually talked about the programs. I added 10 new people, and that's huge for me because I was going weeks without adding people, and we've talked about that in the past. I've definitely reached out and added a lot of people this past week. I got some no's, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm still reaching. As far as the fix goes, I was doing really well. And then my dad's birthday was this weekend, and he's the type of person who, when he asks for something, you can't say no, So we went out to dinner, and we had Mexican, and he got the fried ice cream, and I caved. I've been consistent with my workouts. I've added in some extra workouts on top of it to kind of make up for that, because there I struggled. But the rest of them, I think I really stayed on track, which is good.
Okay.
I'm in progress this week. I felt like I did good in comparison.
That's good. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that you didn't do the 21 days successfully just because you had one bad meal going out to dinner, or, having a birthday celebration, which, by the way, happy birthday.
It's not yet. I have till the end of the month.
Oh, okay. I saw that you said, look what I got for my birthday. And I'm like, oh, crap, did I miss her birthday?
No, it's not until the 30th, but I celebrate all month.
Oh, nice.
I'm one of those people.
Hey, that's all right. So don't feel like that held you back, or that you weren't successful just because you had that one meal. Keep moving forward and don't let that stop you. And next time, then maybe you can be a little bit more strict. Just do baby steps. And if we keep stopping it every time we have a little slip up, we're never going to complete it. So just keep moving forward and know that, okay, it was one meal. I'm going to keep on with my workouts. I'm going to get right back on with my nutrition. And it was one day. So I'm very proud of you for keeping up with your workouts and forward with that. I love that you more than doubled your personal development goal. So that's awesome. And you should be really proud of that. What is your goal for this upcoming week?
I haven't really thought of my goals for this week. I think staying consistent with the personal development, because I really am enjoying it. It's changing my entire mood for the day. So I definitely want to stay consistent with that, and then just stay on track with my nutrition, because I've been having a harder time with that. My Shakeology orders got messed up, and they delivered chocolate to me twice. And you know how chocolate? Yes.
You're crazy.
So like mentally, it just kind of messed me up, not having my shakes. I felt like, oh my God, I don't have my shakes. What am I going to do? It just threw me off.
Yeah.
I really just want to stay on top of my nutrition this week. And then work on, I've been kind of tossing up maybe doing another small challenge group, like a free one. I've been talking to people. No one's really interested in, a 21-day fix group, or no one is really interested in the 22-day exclusive group. They'll keep telling me next month, not right now. So I was thinking about maybe just doing a free group to see if I could reach out to, just different people.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of tossing that up. No one's really been participating in our clean eating group this week either.
I know. I don't know what the deal is with that. It's crazy because it was explosive last month. Like, you couldn't keep up with it. And this month it's just dead. So I don't know what's up with that. But see, that's proof that it happens. Like, sometimes we had to stop that everybody could post on the feed because it was so explosive last month. This month it's like crickets. So I don't know. It's the name of the game, and sometimes that's what happens. But if you decide to do another free group, I would encourage you to maybe do like the club. Have them sign up for the 30-day club membership, and then they can stream the videos live and do some of the workouts while you're doing your clean eating or whatever. Maybe you just want to do a health and fitness group or whatever you decide to do for that week. And they can kind of get a sneak peek of programs. And as long as they cancel within the 30 days, they won't be charged. I mean, obviously, it would be ideal if we get them enrolled with something, but, that's an option too, because then they kind of get a sneak peek of what our programs are like, and you're providing them with value. They're going to start getting better results because they're not just doing clean eating. They're going to be moving too, and kind of see how that goes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you.
So goals this week is to continue on with your personal development, keep on with nutrition, possibly setting up a free challenge group. And then what would you say are you working for Success Club 5 for this month? What is your goal for the month as a whole?
Honestly, I think Success Club 5 is shooting kind of far because I haven't been really selling too much. So if I want to keep like a realistic goal, I would say to at least sell one challenge pack, because it's been really difficult for me. So I want to set a goal that I feel is like attainable.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to take myself out.
Well, having that confidence, like pushing for those bigger goals, like each month I'm setting myself for 20 to 25, and I've never hit that. I've really never even come close to that. I think the most I've ever had is 14, but I don't let that deflate me each month. I want to push myself to bigger things and to push myself a little bit harder. So I set that bigger goal, and if I don't reach it, then I'm just going to keep trying. Do you know what I mean? So don't let the 5 intimidate you, especially if you haven't been reaching it. Let it be a lesson learned, and try to build your confidence in talking with people. And a couple things we talked about earlier about using your language and really helping to show people where they could be in 21 days. and how much better you feel, and how as a team we help support one another and move each other forward, and just kind of incorporate some of those things and see if things start to change a little bit for you. And now that you're really adding to your list, get out of that same circle, because what probably was happening is because we weren't adding to our list consistently, you're probably in that same circle of people following up,
Right.
inviting, following up, inviting, you keep getting no, you keep getting no, you keep getting no. Perfect example. I've heard no from this one particular girl for almost a year. And I have followed up with her very consistently, like every month to every 6 weeks, because she's interested, but she just won't jump off the fence. She's enrolling this tomorrow. So don't give up on people. And Bonnie Engel even says in that call that I told you to check out, that the reason she's enrolling 20 to 30 coaches is because the people that tell her no, not right now, is because every single month they are on her follow-up list. She doesn't let anybody, until they say, don't ever contact me ever again, which she said never happens. They don't go off her follow-up list. She continues to follow up with them and re-invite them every single month and keeps following back up. So keep them on your radar and keep following up with them, but also make sure you're inviting new people and you're not sticking to the same 20 to 30 people every single month, because you're going to burn yourself out.
Right.
Okay?
I think that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're all guilty of it, especially when we're newer, because you're kind of staying in that comfort bubble. You know, you're not pushing yourself outside a little bit, but just enough that you still kind of feel comfortable and you're not totally out there. So just work on that. And the more that you do it, the more comfortable you'll become, the more fun it becomes. And you're like, you know what? I really don't care if they're going to say no, because this is a wonderful opportunity. And I'm genuinely trying to help them. So I'm just going to keep inviting them until they tell me to hit the road. Okay?
Right. Okay.
All right, cool. So I'm going to put 5 down and we're going to push for it.
Okay. I won't be so intimidated.
Yeah. And doing your personal development will help with that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Miss Donna, you were not on call last week. So, would you like to share with us what your goals are for this upcoming week and what your overall goal is for the month?
Okay. So, definitely this week I just need to talk to more people and be more engaged. That's my goal, 100%. I've been like, I don't know, my gears in my head have been grinding this whole entire call, even before this call, just getting things and getting organized, because I've been feeling disconnected and not really in it this last week. So that's something I really want to focus on this week. Like it's non-negotiable. It's something I absolutely have to do. And I think with time management and scheduling and things like that, it'll help significantly get me there. And as far as an overall goal for this month, do you mean as far as like getting Success Club 5 this month?
Yeah, like what is your goal for the month? What would you really like to work towards and obtain?
I mean, so absolutely. Gosh, I mean, I say every single month, but as I'm listening to you with, where you want to be, I mean, of course, I definitely want to reach Success Club 5 this month. And I hope that I do. I mean, I always start out with really good ambitions, and I want to. So I'm definitely going to push a lot harder this month. And like I said, just actually, I think get things organized, get things a little bit more organized, and just kind of get my head back in it. And just be a lot more focused. It's with work, balancing work, and I've been taking on a lot of jobs at work. It's been super overwhelming, so I don't have the time, maybe an hour or so or two throughout the day. I can kind of work on things here and there, but I just haven't had that. So I've been so busy that I haven't had time to do this, and then I've been exhausted and not wanting to. So that's something I need to just kind of plan a little bit better to help alleviate that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So definitely creating that schedule like we were talking about, where you have that hour and you break it down. If you have to do a half an hour at like lunchtime and then you have another half an hour in the evening right before you go to bed, just plan what those 30 minutes are so that okay, look, I just need to I need to sit down for this 30 minutes, no distractions. Don't keep looking at the messenger. Don't look at your notifications. Don't answer your phone. Just sit down and grind. Just do it. for those 30 minutes and set your timer on your phone so that you know that, okay, for 15 minutes, I'm going to reach out to 10 people. And for the next 15 minutes, I'm going to invite 10 people. Okay.
Yep.
So definitely setting that up for yourself, and use present tense. So like you said, I hope that I'm going to do it. Tell yourself, I am Success Club 5 in March of 2016. Write it down and read it every single day. Make yourself start to believe it, because that's going to help you to build your confidence. And creating that consistency is going to make a huge difference too, even if it's only 30 minutes. Like we talk about this all the time. Like you could literally be sitting on the pot and shoot 3 messages to people, copy and paste, personalize it a little bit at the top. Hey girl, how you doing? I saw this about, you know, whatever you posted, blah, blah, blah. How's that? Whatever, how are the kids? Whatever your normal conversation is with that person, just shoot the shit with them for 2 or 3 sentences. And then paste your, you know, hey girl, I don't know if this is for you or not, but I'm getting ready to kick off this 21-day nutrition and fitness group for me and a group of my girlfriends. And I personally wanted to invite you to this group. Do you think that this is something that you would be interested in joining with us? Always end it with a question so you can get that engagement with people, and always make sure that you're connecting with that person in the first part of it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So really making that, and literally, like you can seriously invite a person per minute if you really just buckle down and do it. And honestly, if you're going to sit down for that 30 minutes and really buckle, for me, it's easier to do it on the computer because you can see the people. It's, you know, faster than doing it on your phone. But yeah. So if you can work on your why too, because you were on the call, so we talked about really identifying what our big why is. Like not just that we want to help people, because we all want to do that, but really what you want to work for, what you see this being for yourself, identifying that so that you have, when you maybe are tired or you don't want to do things, remind yourself, this is what I want. And if I am going to have the pleasure of having that in life, I have to work hard. It's not going to be handed to me. Okay?
Okay.
All right, cool, girl. Thanks for being on. All right, Miss Melissa. So last week when we talked, we were talking about personal development, and you were talking about maybe doing Eat That Frog.
Yes. And I didn't do that this week, but I did some podcasts from Shalene and a few others that I found. But that book is something that I want to do because I already own that book and I just haven't read that book, and that's kind of stupid.
Okay, so you've been plugging, what did you say, podcasts?
Yeah, mostly Shalene.
Okay. All right, cool. And you sent me your why. And, okay, so how was your clean eating group? You had, is it still going or was it a week?
It was last week.
Okay.
It went well, and I kind of closed it out by saying that next month I wanted to do a 3-week challenge focusing on portion control, see who's interested in that. So I had about 7 people that are. So I'm taking time just to connect with them to see what their goals are and if it's a good match. And it's kind of, I'm like taking it slow. The one personal development thing that I listen to is about being authentic. And a lot of these people I know already. So I don't want to come across like, hey, I just want to sell you something. Like I want to be genuinely trying to help people, which is what I think it's about. So I mean, I'm not looking to do it until April. So it's giving people time to, I've had someone say, well, I can't do it this month. And I said, well, that's perfect because we're going to do it in April. So I have that person on board. And so I'm trying to just take time and mostly just re-engage with those people and other people on my list. Just getting back in touch. I had lunch with an old friend of mine today, and we talked about it a little bit. I've invited for not this weekend, but next weekend, a girl that I used to work out with to come to your boot camp class with me, just kind of get engaging with her. So I'm mostly taking an approach of just like reconnecting with people, not trying to like throw anything at them right off the bat.
Yeah, no, and that's perfect. That's what we want to do because you've just been on for a week and a half. You really are in that stage of creating your list and really getting yourself organized. You're going through the trainings and reconnecting with people. I would say after a couple back and forths with people, so maybe next week, you could start inviting people pretty comfortably because you've already had some pretty good one-on-one and back and forth with people. That's how I usually go through my list, is when I reach out to somebody for the first time in a while. A day or two later, I put them into my follow-up, so I reconnect with them on whatever we were talking about, and then another 1, 2, or 3 days later, then I will invite them into the group. So you have a good week of back and forth and conversation before you're actually inviting them into something.
Mm-hmm. And I haven't reached out and tried to meet anybody new yet. So I think that's a goal for this next week.
Okay, great.
I did have a weird thing where somebody I didn't know sent me a friend request. I kind of checked them out and I saw the people that they were mutual friends of with me. And so I asked her, I just grabbed one of them and I said, how do you know this person? And she's like, oh, I don't really know her. It suggested that I be friends with her. And then I really started looking at her posts. They're like nothing like what I'm into. So I thought this isn't a good idea.
Yeah. You're like, I'm going to save that spot for somebody I actually connect with and that's on my level where I'm going.
So I just want to throw that out there that my spidey senses were like, that's not right. So I just let that go.
That's awesome. Yeah, so there's a couple different ways that you can add to your list. So obviously going through your suggested friends list, do you know how to get to that on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can go through that and you can actually search friends of friends who skydive or whatever is unique to you. You can do that way. Another way that has been very successful for me is I will go to good friends of mine. I will go to their page and then click on their friends. And I will go through and see maybe somebody I was an acquaintance with or that I've met before, or even one of their friends who I have more than 2 or 3 friends. Like if I have 5 or 10 friends in common with that person, then I will just shoot them a message and say, hey girl, how are you doing? I know this might seem kind of weird and I apologize for that, but I just saw that Facebook suggested that we be friends and that we have a few mutual friends in common. Would you mind if I added you? And that's all I say, and then I'll say something like, I hope you have a great day or whatever, and then I wait for them to respond. I don't just go like that girl. I don't just go and add a bunch of people to my list by friend requesting them. I'll actually send them a message first if we have a few mutual friends in common. And sometimes they'll respond, sometimes they won't. Most of the time they'll just add you if they are okay with it. So that's another way that you can do it. And then you can also, this takes a little bit more time, but you can search for groups that are unique to you. I wouldn't say just necessarily healthy, clean eating groups or fitness groups, because those are usually pretty bombarded with coaches or advocate, people who are selling things. So if you can do something like maybe Pomeranian mommies or a Pomeranian group or something like that, where you can start posting pictures of your dog and how you're excited that you're having a baby soon and you're not really sure how the dog's going to be. Does anybody have any suggestions? Just start engaging with people in that group and building connections with those people. And then you can ask to add them as a friend on Facebook too. And those are going to be more of your niche, because those are going to be people you're only going to spend time in a group that's unique to you and that you actually relate to. So those people you're going to have something in common with those people. So it is a little bit more time consuming, but it's also more targeted towards who you want to speak with anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. All right. That sounds good, girls. Do any of you have any more questions? No? I muted you two girls because it was giving me some feedback, so sorry.
It was probably him. It wasn't my stomach growling, it was him.
He's so freaking cute. All right, girls. Well, I appreciate you being on the call. I hope that this was helpful. We will be on again next Tuesday at 8:30 for another mentoring call. And then we also have our team call next Wednesday at 8:30. But like I said on the team call last week, if you have questions, please Google it, check your Coach Online office and your FAQs, ask in the group, please help one another. And then as a last resort, you can text me or message me or whatever. I just don't have any idea like how service is going to be, if there's going to be Wi-Fi, like, you know, what the situation is going to be. So I don't want you guys to think that like I'm ignoring you, but we are going to be in the conference for like 11 to 12 hour days. So if I'm not getting back to you right away, it's just because, you know, we're trying to either I don't have phone service or it's because we're like really deep into something. Because my goal is to really unplug and bring back to you girls as much as I possibly can. Obviously, I can't bring the experience back to you, but hopefully I can bring back as much knowledge and learning and some tips that we can really help to propel our team. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all very much, and I hope that you all have a wonderful night, and I will talk with you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, what did you say, Tatiana? I can't hear you. I muted you. Oh,
Yeah. I just said enjoy your trip.
thank you, love. All right, girls. Talk to you later.